Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code PLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code PLAY.
This hour of programming is sponsored by Boost Internet. Switch today. This is insanity. The Glenn Beck program. Wait until you see the insanity. How many times do we say that every day? Every day. This story is insane.
At some point, do we maybe learn a lesson that it's not so shocking anymore?
Prepare not to be shocked.
This is insanity.
By the insanity, you'll learn stuff. Use or lack thereof.
You may not want to know.
Evenings at 6.
Right? Am I right?
All right. Right? On Talk 650 KSDE.
Friday, reminding you can email the show Jesse@jessekellyshow.com. Jesse@jessekellyshow.com. Now back to the question. Guy emailed in case you're just now joining us. Mother-in-law is offering to take him and the kids, paying for everything down to Disney. They pay for the flights, they pay for the Airbnb. Says it'll save him about $7,000. What would I do? Well, you're gonna hate me. But here's the truth. Me personally, I would not go. We will not consume Disney products in our home. We don't go to the new Marvel movie that's owned by Disney. We canceled Disney Plus 2-3 years ago. That's a no. We do the best we can. I'm sure because it's such a big company they own so much, I'm sure that I've screwed this up, but we do not support Disney. I have a unique hatred for Disney. It's one thing for San Francisco to go crazy with all the LGBTQ stuff. That's San Francisco. Disney is a company that is made for kids. Its consumers are children. Disney is evil to take that company and then tell little boys they're actually little girls, tell little girls they're actually little boys. That's evil. That is evil beyond belief. People were mad at Ron DeSantis for going after Disney with all that tax stuff. I said at the time, and I still maintain, not that this is possible in this country, but it should be, that's way better than they deserve. The National Guard should have walked into Disney and emptied out the park and then demoed the thing to the ground. You have a gigantic corporation that is aiming its guns at little kids. That's evil. That is evil. There are dudes dressed up like princesses in the princess store now. I don't support Disney. However, I also don't judge people either. And at a time like this, when finances are such a squeeze, this is the worst answer ever to this question, and I know you're going to get mad at me for it, and I don't blame you. It would probably depend on this. If my family was down and out, and we were watching our standard of living disappear, and we can't afford this, and we can't afford that, and we can't afford this, and we can't afford that, and then someone like my mother-in-law came along and offered to flat out pay for a vacation so I can take the wife and kids out of town for a week, I might do it. If financially I'm being just laid to waste, I might do it. So I know that's a horrible answer. Well, it depends on how much money I had, but if you're in a desperate spot, maybe do it. Doesn't sound like you are. I don't know. It's a short email. If I had the money, absolutely not. And I'll tell you something else. I tell my kids why would I would. When I canceled Disney Plus, I didn't do it behind everyone's back. Let's wait till the wife takes the kids to school, and then I'll cancel. No, I called the entire family into the room when I pulled up the website and canceled everything online. It's important they understand why. Jesse, can you people concerned about Chinese involvement in Taiwan is not simply about computer chips, but more about the geographical and strategical presence of Taiwan. It seems to me that Taiwan will be a gateway for China and a threat to Guam, Philippines, and the region in general. Yeah, look, China's on the move. China sees themselves as being the preeminent superpower in the world. They do not respect the United States of America. They have said as much on camera. Remember, right after Biden got elected, and Blinken, our Secretary of State, went and sat down with China, and the Chinese guy says to him on camera, behind the microphone, "You don't get to talk to us from a position of strength anymore." That's quite a thing to say to the United States of America. China wants global domination. You've heard of the Belt and Road Initiative? The Belt and Road Initiative. If you haven't, it's worth looking up. But I'll simplify it for you. The extremely dumbed down yet accurate version of it is this. China is buying loyalty and buying influence in various countries around the world, South America, really Africa. Africa has so many rare earth minerals that China will go into your country. Let's say you're hard up. Maybe your government's even on shaky ground. You know, there's a new revolution every day in Africa. And you come in with China and you say, "Hey, don't worry about that. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come in here with our money, with our advisors, with our everything, and we're going to get things stabilized. We're going to get you clean roads, better schools. We'll get the population the food, the things they need to calm down. We're going to take care of your country and make sure your power is solidified." Oh, what do we want from you? Oh, that cobalt mine over there? I know everyone wants it. We would like exclusive access to that cobalt mine. And by the way, your ports, whenever we have, let's say, a naval vessel that needs to dock for something, we get to use your port. Sound good? You do want to stay in power, right? Sound good? That's what they're doing around the world. As far as Taiwan goes, you're correct about Taiwan's strategic location, but remember the history of all this. Remember, after the Chinese emperors fell and the dynasties went down, China was ruled by warlords and various warlords, this warlord in this part, this warlord in that part. They were ruled by warlords for the longest time. But then, Chiang Kai-shek is his name. He was part of the nationalists. They really rose in China. And then Mao and the communists rose in China. And they fought this horrific, long war between each other. At the end of World War II, Chiang Kai-shek and the nationalists had been so worn down to the nubs after fighting the Japanese that they were eventually defeated by Mao and the communists. But Chiang Kai-shek and his nationalists, they were not wiped out. They left and they went to Taiwan, Formosa. If you read about it, you'll read about Formosa, but they went to Taiwan. Mao, because he's a communist and they have to destroy and dominate everything, Mao was gearing up to send some Chinese boats into the water and go over there and finish him off. Mao was never going to allow Chiang Kai-shek and the nationalists to just have an island over there. We, the Americans, we stepped in and said, nope. And remember how absurd our Navy was at the end of World War II? Frankly, we overspent and overprepared on our Navy. Our Navy dominated the entire planet at the end of World War II, and there was nothing anyone on the planet could do about it. Then we stepped in with that gigantic Navy and said, no, actually, you're not going to go over there and try to take care of Chiang Kai-shek, because we were backing Chiang Kai-shek, obviously, and not the communists. And that really is the story of why Taiwan is a thing. That's again, it's a very simplified version, but that's the story of why Taiwan is a thing. And that has bothered China to no end to this day. Wrap your mind around this. In maps, if you're in China and you read a map, you will not come across a map that has Taiwan listed on it. China still considers it to simply be part of China. It grinds their gears. And remember this, one last little tidbit, we're going to move on. We have a bunch of other Dr. Jesse questions. I'm way behind on these things. We even have to talk about peanut butter and jelly. Anyway, they're about to have elections in Taiwan in January. There's a good chance, I shouldn't say a good chance, there's a chance, I don't know how good it is, I don't have the poll numbers, that a pro-Chinese government is going to be elected in Taiwan, and they're essentially just going to hand the place over to China anyway. Why hasn't China invaded yet? Well, they might get the place without firing a shot. And when you want all their infrastructure, it's better if you don't bomb it. So that's a good thing, all right? Let me talk to you about something. Speaking of money, Christmas season is here. Family, friends gathering together. What if I could get you a free 10-pound Christmas ham? Would that be something you're interested in? A free 10-pound Christmas ham? Obviously, the answer to that question is yes. Do you know that Good Ranchers is giving out a free one right now? That's what they're doing for the Christmas season. When you go to thegoodranchers.com and use the code Jesse and subscribe to any one of their meat boxes, the best meat in the world delivered to your front door. No more getting meat from the grocery store. Delivered to your front door. When you go do that right now, you get a free 10-pound glorious Christmas ham with it. How about having Christmas dinner taken care of for free by Good Ranchers? That's a pretty good deal, right? GoodRanchers.com, code Jesse is how you get that deal. GoodRanchers.com, code Jesse. Go get your free ham, all right? We'll be back.
Fighting for your freedom every day. The Jesse Jelly Show. Send for yourself. Talk to the DashCam.
Hey, this is Jesse. Will you join me in fighting the epic battle of the millennium? Do you realize that since the overturning of Roe, abortion states have seen a huge increase in patients? Sadly, babies' lives are more at risk than ever, and that's where Preborn steps in. Preborn introduces moms to their precious babies through ultrasound. When a mom in crisis hears her baby's heartbeat and sees it in ultrasound, she is twice as likely to choose life. Preborn has rescued hundreds of thousands of babies' lives, and their network of clinics are located in the highest abortion states, standing strong for moms in crisis and the most vulnerable. Preborn babies. 5 ultrasounds are just $140, helping to rescue 5 babies. And now, through a match, your gift is double, saving twice as many babies. To donate securely, call pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250 baby. Or go to preborn.com/Jesse. That's preborn.com/Jesse. Sponsored by Preborn.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Sick of paying $100 for groceries and getting nothing but eggs, orange juice, and a paper bag? Then download the Drop app. Drop lets you earn points with your everyday shopping and redeem them for gift cards. Want a free dinner with our groceries? Drop it. How about daily lattes?
drop it. So download Drop today and get $5 just for signing up. Use invite code GetDrop777. That's invite code GetDrop777.
It is arguably the most expensive time of year.
Just over $250,000 of consumer debt. So I have $100,000 in loans.
So, facing our financial reality is made a bit easier with Ram Ramsey.
So my wife and I are trying to send our kids to private school.
You figured out how you want to use this in your brain, and there's no talking you out of it, apparently, but it's a dumb idea. Don't do it. You guys have got to adjust your budget.
Afternoon history on Talk 650 KSDE. What's the next big story? Talk about it here. This is where Sacramento comes to talk. You found Talk 650 KSDE.
Friday, and remember, you can email the show during the show, Jesse@JesseKellyShow.com. Love, hate, death threats. Ask Dr. Jesse questions. Dear Dr. Kelly, PB&J, creamy or crunchy, grape or strawberry jelly, Texas toast or thin sliced wheat or white toast. Okay. I love peanut butter and jelly things. I do. And those Smucker's Uncrustable things are glorious. Michael, have you ever had those Uncrustable things? We have some in the freezer. Of course we do. Yeah, we of course have some of those here in the studio. They're glorious. I prefer creamy on my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I love strawberry jam. I like grape jam, but that's not at all my preference. I love strawberry jam. I actually prefer raspberry jam over any other. All that said, I love crunchy peanut butter. My family doesn't like it, so we haven't had it in the house in ages, but I love crunchy peanut butter. We just recently had a mini revolt, you remember, in our house. You know the wife, you know my wife is a gymnast, right? She was on the Canadian national team. She went to the University of Arizona on a full-ride scholarship and made nationals 7 times. This woman, she's one of these elite athletes. She's a health freak and all that. And that's her thing. She's always doing the best she can and trying to eat healthier, even though we resist. And look, we abide by a lot of these things because I do want to be healthy. When she makes me a smoothie in the morning, she pours that chocolate powder from Thank You Chocolate. She pours that in it. I drink it. Even though that's a bunch of kale and spinach and stuff like that, I drink it. I know I need my veggies. I know I need my vitamins. I know I need it. So I don't want to act like I reject all these things. I really don't. But we had to draw the line at the quote. I think it's organic peanut butter she got. It was just the most toxic thing ever. And it developed this oil on it. You would open it up once and then there's this oil. It was so gross that me, the boys, we finally had enough. I started buying peanut butter, just normal peanut butter when I go to the grocery store and just waiting for her to find it in the pantry. And then we had to have it out one day. Me and the boys, and we presented a united front. We want our peanut butter back. And now we have peanut butter back in the house. Jesse, our insurance company sent out a mailing with a picture of 2 dudes getting married. As Christians, we do not agree with that lifestyle.
That is so.
And it's time for us.
Such a
time for us to renew. It is time for us to renew our policy. Do we shop around for new insurance? I'm worried if we if we switch to another company, we may be in the same boat next year. Also, if we switch, do I tell my company my reason for switching? I'm trying to do the right thing. Doesn't want me to use their name, and I won't. No, you switch. You switch companies, and then you tell them why. It's important to tell them why. It's important that we begin to punish corporate America. Punish corporate America. This is not something we have done in the past. We have failed this time and time again. In fact, I remember for most of my life, the right would actually brag that they didn't participate in boycotts. We don't do boycotts. That's what the left does. No, we don't do boycotts. Hold on a minute. So, let me see if I understand this right. You're bragging that that you won't use the power you have to enforce your will?